Could DC be splitting from WB?
We've got confirmation of a villain in the new Ninja Turtles movie.
We got some good news for fans of Claymation. They're making Wallace and Gromit dark and gritty.
No, then.
Yeah.
Today is Friday, June 28th, 2013. Hello, boys.
Hey, guys.
Hello, girls. Welcome to Pretty Much It, Camp PMI, PMI 2.5.
Do you see girls?
All the time. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, everywhere I go. Before we get into this week's episode, we have a few things to say. First of all, as I said, we've got PMI 2.5 going on.
We're still outside.
We got to give a big thank you to Addison Kowalski. Check out his music by clicking the link in the info. He does the theme music. He is fantastic, and we love him.
Thank you. I love him
Jake
more
loves
than
him more than
I love him more
the
than a
rest.
friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty deeply.
Also linked down in the info is the segment where we talk about this week's trailers. A couple of good ones. One from last week that we missed. Also linked down in the info are this week's review. I didn't say reviews because we only have White House down this week.
Oh,
I can't see the heat just
Eric.
yet, but I'll probably will over the weekend. I'll review it next week.
We're
It's a
so
busy
sorry.
week,
We're so
and
sorry that Eric let you guys
I think you guys
down.
will be all right if I don't review the heat right away.
We're catching up on video games next week. We're going to have a review of Hotline Miami for PS3, finally, and Deadpool I've been playing, so look forward
Boy,
to
oh
that.
boy, can't wait to hear our opinions.
But now, let's get into this week's news, eh, boys? We got the Choose Your News coming on out. Welcome to 2.5 Choose Your News. Woo!
Hey!
Let's talk about
Whoa.
movies,
All
okay?
right.
First, let's talk about something we talked about last week, and that is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, we always
and
got it,
3
always-
and 4, technically.
I wonder if there's an alternate dimension out there where there's another Mike, Jake, and Eric, and we talk about DC news all the time.
Ultimate PMI.
Yes.
Now, basically, last week we talked about how Mary Jane Watson has been cut, axed,
Kaput.
Shailene Woodley is out of Amazing Spider-Man 2, and she may be replaced in general in Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
And I did put a thing at the bottom because the news was kind of breaking and developing as I was editing, that Sarah Gadon, I don't know how you pronounce her name, I'm sorry, she had joined the cast and might be playing Mary Jane, but she confirmed she's not playing Mary Jane, but she did join the cast.
Boy,
so
oh
who the hell
boy.
knows who she's freaking playing now?
She's probably playing...
Villain number 6.
Young Aunt May in a
Yes.
flashback sequence or something, I don't know. When they said she might be playing her, I thought like, oh, she looks pretty good for that, but she's not. So,
Oh,
there you go.
rats.
Your dreams are crushed. The Marvel train just keeps on going, can't stop. There's no conductor. It's going to be a major accident. Hundreds will die.
Oh yeah, we can move and stuff.
So what Marvel has just said is that they announced 2 secret movies, 2 top secret, super.
I think there already were 2, and they
Ooh.
announced a 3rd. I think that's what it was, something
we
like
don't-
that.
Whatever.
There's a bunch of untitled movies coming out.
That's the important news. And there's speculation on the web. Well, I think it's confirmed by Mr. Feige that
Perhaps.
one of those movies is going to be Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Potentially another one could be Black Panther, you know,
Please,
those
Black
ones we've
Panther.
talked about.
And we've talked about Doctor Strange in the past.
I think that's gonna be the
and,
next big thing, though,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's going to be the next big thing. But like the reason we brought up concern is because Doctor Strange it's going to be the most unique Marvel movie out there.
Yeah,
'cause,
magic and cosmic crazy shit.
Yeah, magic, alternate dimensions,
Yeah.
all that crazy stuff. But I read that Kevin Feige, like their whole plan is to kind of build up Doctor Strange to be the new Iron Man.
Like the new leader,
Like the new leader of like the Marvel.
Because I think that's
Yeah.
Phase 3, though.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll just be in Phase 3.
Well, yeah, we got to get off Iron Man. At some
Yeah.
point, so.
And I mean, he will be, like we say, he signed on for Avengers 2 and Avengers 3, so he'll still be there. But yeah, I guess
We gotta
we'll,
have a new guy.
I
move
mean,
on to
that
somebody
kind of
else.
works. Like, Doctor Strange has been consulted as kind of a leader and kind of a mentor, and he has housed the Avengers at times. But I don't know, like, putting all those chips into him as, like, a new Iron Man is a little weird.
It also sounds like it's an origin story. So,
oh, yeah, I think it has to be.
Along with this news, we also got some little rumors and speculations and weird things.
Yeah,
as
First
we
off,
always
guess
do.
who was spotted on the set of Captain America 2?
Iron Man.
No.
The Winklevosses themselves.
Yes. Armie Hammer was spotted with Edgar Wright, which obviously would lead people to think that maybe Armie Hammer will be playing Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But apparently he was just visiting.
Yeah,
which is
I read.
kind of weird.
I read that he
I
was
don't
just
believe that.
visiting.
I don't know. What
I
a
don't believe
strange visit
Yeah.
with Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
And we're just hanging
Yeah.
out. There's no relation, but we were just hanging out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
man.
know.
Come on.
But so just, keep it in your thoughts because it's very possible it'll come up again.
He'd play a good Hank Pym, I guess.
I think he'd be
agree.
good. I think he'd be cool.
I agree.
Going
I like
in for
him.
a high five?
Yeah.
The other weird thing is that Vin Diesel posted on Twitter that, yes, the Vin Diesel. I
Not
see
the
your
other
face.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, not
My-
Vin Diesel like the teacher at the local high school,
No,
but
my-
Vin Diesel, the
my Vin
actor.
Diesel,
Yes.
yeah.
He posted on Twitter that Marvel called for a meeting with him, which I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to say. And he said, he's like, your guess is as good as mine. But you know what? The fact that he posted it might already mean that he's out.
Yeah.
Because usually they're just like, nope, you're out, you're done. We don't want to hear it.
Why did you do that?
Exactly, yeah. But hey, that's pretty interesting. Who the hell could Vin Diesel play?
Oh man.
Iron Man 4?
Big.
Who could he play? He could play anybody.
I don't think
He could play anybody.
Anybody.
We have some news about Kick-Ass 2.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right.
Basically, this is just a weird story that broke earlier this week. Jim Carrey, I watched it happen on Twitter.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey tweeted that he cannot support Kick-Ass 2. He cannot support the violence in Kick-Ass 2. No offense to anybody that worked on it. He's not ashamed of it. But because of, I guess, the events at Sandy Hook Elementary School, the shooting that took place there, he can't support the violence in the movie. They shot it before that, and since then he's decided, no way, Jose.
Well, he was always very
against
outspoken.
guns and
Well, no,
stuff.
outspoken specifically about Sandy Hook. So this is not like out of the blue.
No, it's not out of the blue,
Yeah,
but the thing is,
took
it's
a
not out
while.
of blue from Sandy Hook. Even before that, he was very much against all that kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah,
like very outspoken,
yeah.
I should say, against it.
So now, what exactly does that mean? He doesn't support it.
That means he's not going to do any, interviews, talk show appearances, stuff like that. I think the reason, somebody pointed out, they think the reason that this came about all of a sudden.
What?
Whatever.
Flag fail.
Whatever.
Some people were speculating that the reason this came about is because Comic-Con is coming up, and they were going to ask Jim Carrey to appear at Comic-Con, and he didn't want to.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, I really wouldn't have thought that Kick-Ass 2 would have that much coverage anyway. You
Really?
think-
Kick-Ass was like, it was born at Comic-Con. You don't remember that? They showed the 2 scenes at Comic-Con. It was huge.
No. I'm just saying how you were saying, like Jim Carrey, he wouldn't go to interviews and stuff like that. Comic-Con aside, I would say that Kick-Ass 2 wouldn't have had that anyway.
Really? Oh, I think so. I think it would
Really?
be. I think they'd be all over the.
I didn't see any
circuit.
interviews of Kick-Ass 1.
Frankly,
Well, it was nothing, but now it's definitely
Yeah.
going to be big.
Frankly, I don't care. Like, that's like saying Christian Bale doesn't support all the punching he did in Batman. I don't care. I'm still gonna watch the movie. It doesn't make a
It doesn't really
difference.
affect the movie.
No,
for
yeah,
me,
I
but-
don't care.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
affect us. It affects everybody else because now it's going to be, Kick-Ass already suffered. The first one suffered from people saying it was too violent, this and that.
Yeah.
Now Kick-Ass 2, the fact that Jim Carrey said this, everyone's going to be like, yeah, he's right. He's too violent. And meanwhile, ironically, Mark, did we ever decide? Mark M, he came out and
Mark
said that he thinks, ironically, that Kick-Ass is not senseless violence because when someone gets hurt, it has an impact. Like when Dave got hit by the
Yeah.
car in the first one
Yeah.
and stabbed and everything, he had to go to the hospital for 6 months or whatever. So it's not like he just got up like in other movies.
You shouldn't have to worry about that anyway, though. If I wanted to make a movie about just senseless violence,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to worry about people.
Just don't
going,
watch it.
Just
if
don't
you
watch
like
it.
Just
don't
don't
agree
watch
with
it.
it. F off.
Also, Jim Carrey got famous for talking out of his butt.
So yeah, all the
argument
people
over.
that talk out of their butts, aren't they offended?
But that.
I don't support
that
talking out of my.
discredits
I've talked out of my butt, but I just can't support it anymore after all the events. That
Haven't you ever
happened in
seen
my
the
bathroom
Truman
this-
Show? Haven't you ever seen the Truman Show?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was. It was a good movie.
So now let's move on from Marvel to DC. We've got some very interesting news this week that could really, really affect DC movies going forward.
Well,
So, all right, we know
My
how
life is about to change.
Marvel, Marvel's got their own movies that they do, the Avengers, Iron Man, all that stuff. But then, of course, they also have Marvel and Sony doing Spider-Man, Marvel and give me another
Marvel
one. 20th
Knights.
Century
Yeah.
Fox doing X-Men. They're all over the place. DC doesn't have their own production studio like Marvel does. They work through Legendary, and
Yeah.
Legendary works with Warner Brothers. So it's, production, distribution, that sort of deal. Now, basically, the news this week is that the contract is almost up between Legendary and Warner Brothers, which means that Legendary is looking around to see who else they want to
they're
work
shopping
with.
around.
What this means, though, is that DC movies, if this is happening, are going to be drastically different from what they would have been.
Right, which could be
Which
good
could
or
be
bad.
good because
I don't know.
I mean, like there was rumors that Superman 2 is going to be canceled, and I'm like, wait a minute, it probably could use a completely new crew.
Production studio,
Yeah.
you think? Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, I don't think it'll be coming out as quicker because
Well,
now
no.
deals need to be worked
Now they
out.
need to work all that stuff
Yeah.
out. So that goes for Justice League as well. I think they're still pushing for 2015 on Justice League for some reason.
Oh no.
They are.
Yeah,
No, they
really?
are still. I can't believe that. But same with Star Wars. Like all those movies are still pushing for 2015. It's gonna be a big year.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they worked out a deal with Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers, that's like all they have.
But this is really gonna definitely shake things up, for better or worse, because they might be now made through a different studio.
Maybe they'll make a Superman movie where he actually saves someone.
He saved those 4 people, and he saved Lois Lane.
Oh,
He saved 5 people.
Good job, Supes.
Next, we've got some quick news about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a real quick story because we kind of already, I think, knew
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
William Fichtner, if that's how you pronounce it. Of course,
yes.
I know him from Prison Break. A lot of other people know him from other things, such as he's in The Dark Knight.
He was the banker
whatever.
in The Dark Knight.
Yeah. But
you and your friends are dead.
he's
That
in a
guy?
lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
he's really good, I think. But he is officially
Yeah.
playing Shredder.
And
which was kind of the speculation.
It's interesting. I mean, first when this hit, you can guess that all the fans went like, "What?
He's not
Shredder's
Asian."
Japanese." I don't understand why people don't like new things. Like with the Mandarin, it's a perfect thing. It's everybody flip out about the Mandarin. But I didn't give a shit because it was something new. It was like,
I think
oh,
it depends on how much you love the character and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care only because I don't know even what the hell we're
Yeah, but
talking
if you
about.
love the
But if you love the
character-
character, I think you kind of want to see like an adaptation based on what you imagine it to be. So it's
But
like,
it's
you know,
like-
if they change what you see or what you imagine it to be, if it's like a book or something like that, and they do it weird.
Well, it's
I
like
get
tough
that.
cookies. I don't get it.
Be sure to let us know if you're Japanese in the comments and what you think about this.
Well, what they already made Splinter a white dude, right? Like,
That, if anything, I'm more offended as a rat.
Next up, we've got some quick news about Jurassic Park 4.
We've
Pretty
talked
interesting
about
stuff.
that.
Yeah, we talked about last week, I think, that it's on track to come out maybe in 2015, right?
Yeah.
Because they put it on hold, and now it's going again.
Yeah, then we got a year.
Yeah, now we've got some news about the potential plot. I don't know where exactly this came from, but the potential plot is as follows. I'll put it very vaguely, but you could look up and find the more detailed version.
Wiki it.
The theme park is open. Jurassic Park is open to the public. It finally did, and it kind of has like a SeaWorld vibe to it, apparently, that sort of because there's like things in tanks and stuff like that. There's underwater dinosaurs. And basically, something goes wrong where these dinosaurs, I guess, turn bad or whatever, like in Jurassic Park. But the Velociraptors and potentially like the T-Rex are tamed and fight the bad monsters, the bad dinosaurs. I mean.
Whoa! Yeah, that's so cool.
I actually think that's about as perfect as you can get for a Jurassic Park sequel. At
At
this point.
least, I would have said right off the bat that just the fact that the park's open now is already what I wanted
Interesting,
last week.
yep.
It's not just people running away from dinosaurs again. But, I mean, it does sound like until everything goes wrong.
Right, but I mean,
yeah.
something has to.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs
yeah.
have to go wrong. Have to attack.
But is it just me, or does this sound exactly like the plot to that Jaws movie?
I saw someone posted that somewhere.
Yeah.
I never saw it. I never saw Jaws,
Jaws
3, but
3D?
yeah,
Isn't it like the same idea?
I have no
kinda,
idea. I never
yeah.
saw that. But
I can see the trailer now though. Like it starts out and it's like, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," and it shows people with like balloons and like going through.
And it
And
goes,
it goes,
marker.
"Oh, wonderful park!"
Yeah.
And then it goes, and a fence breaks.
You see a
and
little
it's like,
girl.
boom.
See a little girl just get ripped.
and then it goes.
Yeah,
as like the dinosaurs come in.
Yeah,
like
and
break
then,
through a door.
So the dinosaurs are wreaking havoc, and then
Someone is riding on a velociraptor.
Patrick Dempsey is like the head of security.
Oh, wow.
And
He saddles a raptor.
yeah, he goes, "We have raptors. Wait." He hits the button. The shutters open up. A raptor and a T-Rex comes out, and they're
And he
like,
grabs a
And they high
flamethrower.
five each other. They
Yeah,
go,
they're like,
yes.
And the dinosaurs high five each other. They go.
the T-Rex. Yeah, they're like. "Ugh." And then the last scene, like, and then all of a sudden it's Patrick Dempsey like on his T-Rex, and then they run towards like the Stegosauruses and everything else.
Why would they be fighting the plant eaters?
Because, well,
You just said him and the
well,
Tyrannosaurus
see, this
Rex
is exactly all
attack the
right. Well, this is
Stegosaurus.
I already found the problem with this entire movie. You said that the things get loose, the dinosaurs go bad, but the tame
think.
ones are the T-Rexes and the Velociraptors. So then what the fuck? Like really?
And also, Dr. Grant doesn't want to be there.
And neither does Ian Malcolm either.
We have got some news about Ghostbusters 3. I know we said
That
we were
we
going to stop talking
always
about
keep
it
saying.
because what's the point? But this is the only news that I wanted to see, and it's interesting. Rick Moranis
Coming out of
has said that he wouldn't not do Ghostbusters 3, and I can't freaking believe it.
wow, I don't even know how
can't
they got
believe
in
it.
contact with him.
Well,
Wouldn't
he was
not
doing an
do
interview
it,
about
yeah.
a book that he wrote that's coming
Yeah.
out. Oh, I'm sorry, not a
Oh.
book. He does music, so it's an album coming out.
Oh, good for him.
And they asked him, they said, hey, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, what happened with that? And he was like, oh, it didn't work out.
Wait, that was supposed to be a real thing?
That was supposed to be the title,
Wow.
yeah. But it didn't really work out. Then they said Ghostbusters 3, how about that? And he's like, I got a call a few years ago asking if I would do it, and I said, well, I need to know more. And they were like, but would you do it? And he's like, well, I don't know. So they were trying to figure out if he would be in it, I guess. And so he said he wouldn't not do it if it's good.
Yeah.
And he said he's curious to see where that character is. So
Yeah, he's been out of commission forever.
right, well, he's
Yeah.
been doing, he did like Brother Bear, he did like voice work, and
Yeah, but
he
he's
does
mostly
music
just
now.
kinda spent
He does
That
music.
rememberable movie, Brother Bear.
Yes, very rememberable. But like I said, we don't talk much about Ghostbusters 3 because it just doesn't seem like it's happening. But
No.
that is nice if it does happen and it's good. Somehow, Rick Moranis is not opposed, which is pretty cool. I think that's awesome of him. Now, the only other story we've got is actually kind of just something we think you guys should check out. It is a rant, I guess you could call it, from Max Landis, the director of Chronicle, about Man of Steel.
Yeah, it's a pretty good video.
I loved
It's
it.
pretty great, and especially coming from us who didn't really like Chronicle all that much, and he hated Chronicle, I think,
hated
right? Yeah,
Chronicle.
And my
I just
problem
didn't
is,
like it that much.
I liked Chronicle and I liked Superman, and I
And you
still really
still-
like this conversation.
It's a great
that he
video.
had.
The only thing about it is that he comes off a little bit, acting madder than he is. Like you could definitely tell
He
that he knows
embellished
what
a
it's going to
little
look
bit,
like
yeah.
in the video. Yeah, he's kind of going over the top. But the points he brings up, I think, are good, and it's
they're
definitely
very
worth watching.
valid,
It's about
yeah.
10 minutes long. I think
It was a fun watch.
yeah, it's definitely entertaining to watch for sure.
to watch.
If you're one of those people who think we don't know anything because we didn't like Superman,
Yeah, this is a big
yeah.
Superman fan.
please,
Big
yeah.
Superman fan.
Please watch it. Please.
And so, yeah, I think it's all valid too. I don't think
Yeah.
any of it's like whining or nitpicking.
No,
I think
none
it's
of it
all
is
good
nitpicking,
stuff.
yeah.
Not that we're trying to like change your opinion if you liked it. Good for you if you liked Man of Steel. But it just if you want to see where people that didn't like it are coming from, I think this really kind of puts it in perspective for you. But that's it for movie news. Now we do have some TV news, some good stuff, some bad stuff.
Is there anything to watch?
We don't have a TV out here.
I don't know what the hell that means, but let's talk about the first thing, which is Breaking Bad related.
Oh.
A few weeks ago, we got a teaser poster with the tagline, "All bad things must come to an end."
Cool.
I thought it was a good tagline, but it certainly was not a very exciting poster in the sense that it didn't, like every poster's got,
It was just
I mean, every season has that cool poster with like the image that's going to set up everything you need to know or whatever sort of.
Yeah.
And now we've got it, and it's a picture, it's a little bit simple. It's an image of Walter White kind of standing like this, and it says, "Remember my name." And
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's cool, it's simple, but I think it's eye-catching when you're walking through like New York City and you see it on a bus stop or
Yeah.
something like that.
Very
So I
cool,
think
yeah.
it's
I think they
pretty
could
cool.
have been a little more subtle. I mean,
Well,
I know
think
that's
more so, not
I know
as subtle
that's
so
the-
much as more unique.
Yeah, I know the direction where they're going for the character of Heisenberg, but like I think they go a little too far when they keep making him try to look like a big badass.
He does it
Like,
on his own.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
know.
You don't need to
Yeah.
tell me he's a badass.
Yeah.
Are they going to do it for all the characters? Because that would be really cool.
Oh, if they do it for all the
They have
characters,
Walt Jr. and it says, "What's for breakfast?"
Yeah,
that
what's
would
for
be great.
breakfast?
That would be great. And then Jesse Pinkman, "My name is Aaron Paul when I'm an actor." Something like that would
Or
be
just say
fantastic.
bitch. Just say bitch.
Bitch. Yo, bitch. Honestly, that would be a great idea. I actually hope they do that.
What is that? My name is Aaron Paul. I'm an actor.
Let's see, he's Aaron Paul. We've got some news about a cancellation that I am very, very sad about.
Oh.
Zach Stone is going to be famous. The Bo Burnham show that for some reason was on MTV, and that is, of course, the problem, has been canceled after one season. They're actually going to rush the rest of it and just show them all on, like, Saturday after the
Wow, that's
Really?
pathetic.
they're all just like it's
That's
like
harsh.
the last third to last is playing on a Thursday at usual time. Then the last two are playing on a Saturday. It's just they're getting rid of it.
Well, was his biggest mistake. MTV, they don't show television. It's just a whole bunch of colorful and loud things
It's just
happening.
imagery.
And
sequence.
reality shows and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of frustrating pictures flashing constantly.
And, I mean, everyone's asking like, why didn't he go to Comedy Central? But you don't know if he didn't. You know what I mean? Like they might have shopped it around to Comedy
Yeah.
Central. I don't know if MTV commissioned it or if Bo shopped it around. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely. It's very much his baby. You can tell.
Oh, yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
And he actually said he thinks that the last 3 episodes are the best, so I'm looking forward to him anyway. But I gotta say, this was an actually intelligent, funny, and heartfelt show.
Can't have that on MTV.
Yeah, I think it's
Can't
just the
have-
fact that it's on MTV. You know, people, no
First
joke.
word you said, intelligent.
Right.
Right off
I'm
the bat.
assuming
People
they put it
thought
on DVD.
that it was real. People went and commented on the Facebook page for the show saying, like, why would you give Zach Stone a reality show? This guy's boring. They think it's real.
Wow. Well, that's...
And if you're watching right now and you're like, wait a minute, that's not real. What? I can't even imagine thinking it's real.
I hope they put it out on a DVD, and I really suggest you guys check it out.
Well, I have all the episodes if
Definitely.
you want to come over and watch them.
Well, I know, but I know, but yeah.
But that's it for TV news. That's it for movie news. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk about video game news. Don't
Got a
go.
little
We're going to
video
talk
game
about
news.
game news.
Got a little video games.
Got a little bit, not that much.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about some video game news. It was a slow week, I guess, because E3 still a couple
E3,
things.
yeah.
We're in the wake of it, yeah.
But nothing really too exciting to talk about. So let's get gossipy and let's talk about The Last of Us and Ellen Page, the actress.
Now, if the people at home don't know, what's the correlation?
Well,
The little girl in The Last of Us looks somewhat similar to Ellen Page.
She did
and,
more so prior to it
Yes,
change, right?
before the Ellen,
when they first announced it, yeah.
when they first announced The Last of Us, she looked a lot different.
Yeah.
And then after the Ellen Page's game it was announced, they changed the character completely.
But she looked more like Ellen Page, you're saying.
Yeah,
back then.
but the thing is, it's like she doesn't look like Ellen Page. They just happen to look like girls.
Yeah.
Like, Ellen Page doesn't own the monopoly on normal-looking girls.
Yeah,
It's like-
but she's mad about this though, right?
On a Reddit AMA, someone asked her like, "Oh, like you know, do you know? Are you aware that you look like?" And she was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I think it's a little. I don't remember her exact words, but
Yeah,
she was
she's-
basically like, it's kind of ridiculous that they didn't, you know."
she
ask.
acknowledges it. She thinks that they're actually ripping her off.
Yeah, and then she goes, "Well, I'm in Beyond Two Souls, and that's a video game." So
Yeah.
It's like it's just the tomboy look. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the original design, I don't think, but the current design, I would never have thought Ellen Page off the top of my head. I don't think.
And
I did.
and
I don't
it's,
think I would. Just looks like it's like a 10-year-old girl, isn't it?
Yeah, and isn't
Ellen
like
Page is like 25 years old.
isn't the actress playing Ellie his face like motion captured into it?
Yeah.
So
Even though she's older too.
yeah.
Are they
but-
saying that the girl who did the motion capture for Ellie ripped off the face
I don't
of
know.
Ellen Page?
I guess so. I guess.
Now, it's actually not as people think this is like, I don't know, I guess people were really bored this week. There's not really a lot going on.
Yeah.
But people think this is like a heated, contested thing. When Ellen Page on Twitter has been saying to these, okay, there's like freaking mouth breathers, like idiots that are like, Ellen Page, you were so good in the last
They don't
of Us,
even
I
look it
just
up
beat
before
Oh,
they
God,
say it.
yeah.
And then she'll respond to them and say, oh, it was actually this person.
I
who
saw
played
that.
her."
She would tag the other person,
So,
right?
I mean, she's really not that
Yeah,
jammed up
not out of
about it.
spite, you know.
Yeah, she's not that jammed up
Yeah.
about it. Who cares?
But still, the fact that she said that, like, yeah, they really should have called me
Yeah.
before they used my likeness.
It wasn't your likeness.
No,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
gosh.
kind of weird, but whatever.
So we talked about this on PMI a couple
Oh,
weeks
yeah. Well,
back.
this is one of
A
our
couple months
favorite
ago, I think it was a
Kickstarters.
while ago.
Yeah, there's a Kickstarter going on right now for the creators of Earthworm Jim and the Neverhood. They're making a new game called Armacrog, and it's
just
basically
about over.
It's actually over.
It
I
just
think.
ended.
It's over now. Yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, it's like a point-and-click video game adventure, and everything is made with clay animation. And it looks like the spiritual successor to the Neverhood. That's what everybody was saying. It looks like the exact kind of same thing, which is great. And it just passed. It passed Kickstarter.
It was successful.
And
not only was it successful,
it made a stretch goal
Yep.
It met the stretch goal.
to be available on the Wii U.
yes, the Wii U.
That's
Well,
cool.
not the Wii U contacted them,
Yeah.
and Nintendo contacted
Yeah.
them to put it on the Wii U. Which is, did you see how they're going to implement it?
Yeah, with the thing.
Where you hold up the Wii U controller and you can
Uh-huh.
look at things on the screen and like see
Yeah.
like X-ray almost sort
Yeah,
of.
they
cool.
This is like the first game that's making me jealous that I don't have a Wii U.
Yeah.
It's the only one.
It's
Go
gonna
to Jake's house.
It's going to be available on the eShop. It's going to be like a digital download.
Yeah, I mean,
which is cool. It's indie.
Yeah, I funded it, so I technically
Me
already
too.
have it.
Damn it,
so.
I don't.
I funded it
Shit.
just to get the digital thing. I just wanted to help
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
bit. But
man.
if you get it,
I
I'd like to
forgot.
play it.
I didn't donate.
You suck.
Well,
We've
yeah,
talked
well, guess
about
what?
this
You
so
know what?
much.
You get to go see Garden State 2.
Yeah. So that's about it for video games. Like I said, it was a light week. Let us know if you donated to the Armacrog Kickstarter.
Yeah,
you know?
are you getting the game? What'd you get?
Yeah.
What did you get?
Get the goods? Let's talk about the poll, eh?
Yeah,
Speaking
let's
of the
move
goods, last week's poll question was, and of course we actually forgot to say it in the damn video.
Oh, we're good.
But last week's poll question was, what is your favorite camping activity? Because of course we are camping out here.
We are
For
crap.
real. In third place, roasting marshmallows.
Yeah.
A no-brainer.
All right.
In second
never done
place, the campfire song. CAMPFIRESONG song.
Wait,
I've
that's
never done that either.
From SpongeBob.
How is
You guys
that
know that?
Yeah, but
I
how
do.
is that their favorite activity?
It's funny.
Don't ask. And in first place, cooking Jake on a campfire with 112 votes, which was double the other one.
That's brutal.
Oh,
Yeah.
that happened to me when if you go to Endor, they do that to you.
Endor as in
Endor-
Star Wars.
Yeah.
But that's it for last week's poll question. This week's poll question is, with the news that Mary Jane might be recast, who do you think should play Mary Jane Watson in the Amazing Spider-Man series, be it 2 or 3 or whatever?
Kathy Bates.
That's a possibility.
The
Kathy!
Ghost of, the ghost of Kathy.
Kathy! Kathy Bates is alive.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And that is it for this week's episode of Pretty Much It.
Yep.
Once again, PMI 2.5 going on this summer, so if you don't like it,
out,
it's only for the
going
summer.
down.
Only for the
3.0 is
summer,
what you should
yeah.
worry about because that's going to go on for longer. But
Get ready for
basically,
change.
once again, I want to thank Addison for the music. I think it's fantastic. I'm sure everybody else does too. We will have shirts, I believe, next week for sale, so there you go. Get pumped for that.
Special thanks to me for coming outside and
Special
dealing with
thanks
the
to
heat.
you, absolutely. Special
Yeah,
thanks to
it's
the
hot.
weather for not raining.
Right.
What do we do if it rains?
I don't know.
And that's pretty much it.
Guess it would get wet.